Liquid eyeshadow set in seconds, and if you do not know this technique, you'll end up with patchy, unblended color that will not budge. Here's how to actually apply and blend liquid eyeshadows. Let's get started. Before any liquid eyeshadow goes on, I'm priming the lid with the NARS Spot Concealer. Now this is basically doing two things. It's evening out the skin tone on the lid so that the true color of the liquid shadow reads accurately. And it's creating a slightly tacky surface that a formula can grip onto. So I like to cover the entire lid from the lash line up to the brow bone and press that in. And I'm not rubbing that in. Let it set for around 30 seconds before anything else goes on. This is the Armani Eye Tint in 36M wood, a gorgeous warm brown with incredible depth. Now look at this applicator. One end is a doe foot for broader application and the other end is a pointed tip for precision. That pointed tip is what we're using first, and it is what gives you control over placement before the blending begins. The most important thing to know about this formula before you touch your eye is that it sets. It does give you some time to work with it, but once it locks in, it does not move. This is what makes it last all day, but it also means you have a window of maybe 30 to 40 seconds to blend before it grabs. So the technique is everything here. Now before the second layer goes in, I'm using the smokey brush and softening the upper edge of what we just blended. This diffuses any hard lines at the halfway point and starts integrating the liquid eyeshadow into the bare skin above it. Now the second layer of the eye tint, same technique, pointed tip at the lash line, flat brush blending upwards to halfway. You will notice the color deepening beautifully with this second layer. The key with the second layer is speed. You sort of wanted to blend it in while the first layer is still slightly workable underneath. If the first layer has fully set, the second layer will just sit on top of it rather than integrating with it, and you will be able to see a visible line. Now let's move on to the second eye. We're going to be using the same approach. Pointed tip at the lash line, flat brush halfway up, and we're going to be using patting motions. You want to work it in this way as the same eye so that both sides develop at the same pace. I always do both eyes in the same stage rather than completing one eye fully before starting the other. This keeps the color intensity consistent across both sides and gives you time to compare and adjust as you go. This shade works across a wide range of skin tones because the warmth reads differently on different undertones, deeper on warmer skin and more bronzed on cooler skin. Now I'm taking the fluffy brush to soften the crease edge on this eye too, matching what we did with the first one. Now let's focus on the bottom lash line, and this is where most people make a mistake with liquid eyeshadow. You do not run it across the entire lower lash line. You want to start from the outer corner and work inwards just to the center. Then you want to blend it out downwards and inwards with a brush. The goal here is basically to connect the upper and lower eye so that the whole thing reads as one unified smoky eye shape rather than two separate lines. You can also go in with your finger and tap along the blended edge. The warmth of your fingertip reactivates the formula slightly and melts it into the skin in a way no brush can replicate. You're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Outer third, use the pointed tip, blend inward and downward. And lastly, you're going to finish with the finger. Now we're deepening everything with the Bobbi Brown waterproof 24-hour Kajal in black. I'm applying this right at the roots of the upper lashes as close as possible. Now immediately after application, I'm taking a brush and buffing the Kajal upward into the liquid eyeshadow. This is the key step. You are not leaving the Kajal as a separate line. You are merging it into the warmth of the eye tint above it so that the two products become one seamless step. If you leave the Kajal as a hard line, it was only going to look disconnected from the eyeshadow. You can certainly go back in with more Kajal to build the intensity, but use the same technique. Apply close to the roots and buff upward immediately. Take it as dark as you want it, but keep blending after every application so that it never sits as a separate hard line. Now we're going to do the second eye with the same approach. Apply, buff upward, blend into the liquid eyeshadow. Keep checking both eyes together as you go. Symmetry on a smoky eye is about matching the depth and softness on both eyes. Now let's take the Kajal to the lower lash line. Outer third only, right on the lashes themselves and not on the waterline at this stage. I'm pressing it right into the lashes and then blending it inwards towards the inner corner with a brush. The direction here is always inward. Blending it towards the inner corner keeps the eye feeling open and lifted. Now do the same thing on the other eye. Outer third, press into the lashes and blend inwards. Now let's focus on tightlining. This is the step that makes the lashes look impossibly full at the root. I am pressing the Kajal directly onto the roots of the upper lashes, filling every gap between them. This will create the illusion of a denser lash line, and when mascara goes on top, the whole thing would look like one thick dark lash rather than individual strands. Now I'm using this pointed brush from the Morphe Ariel collection, and I'm going over every Kajal line and buffing out any harshness. The upper lash line, lower lash line, anywhere the Kajal looks too defined. The liquid eyeshadow underneath is warm and soft, and the Kajal needs to sort of match that energy. Now we'll do the same on the lower lash line. Soft, circular buffing motions to integrate everything together. I know it looks like I'm blending forever, and honestly, that is correct. The difference between a good smoky eye and an exceptional one is almost always in how long you spend at the blending stage. Extra 30 seconds of blending takes the look from done to seamless. Trust me on that. Now I'm using the Lily Lash curler and pressing 3 times at the root. You always want to see a lift in the eye. Without the curl, the smokiness can close the eye down. So now I'm going in with the Maybelline Sky High Mascara and I'm building multiple coats here. A smoky eye needs bold lashes to balance the intensity of the shadow. In sparse lashes on a smoky eye looks unfinished. I'm going in on the top lashes first, then the bottom, and then back to the top for another coat. And I'm doing the same thing on the other eye. You really want to take your time here because the mascara is the finishing frame on everything we have built. And it deserves the same attention as every other step, as this one could make or break the entire look. You should try and use a formula that gives you both length and volume if possible. I love the Sky High Mascara because it's giving me that length and it will help define my lashes. Now dipping into another coat of mascara, I'm applying this to the bottom lashes. You can see how beautifully it is opening out my eye. I really love this mascara and highly recommend it. Now I'm doing a quick cleanup with the concealer on a brush along the bottom lash line, just tidying up any mascara that landed on the skin. And this is the way you apply liquid eyeshadow on your eyes. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching guys. Have a good one. Bye bye.